Hey guys, it's Will. Hopefully you're having a great day today. So Redwire went up 20% today, and if you're watching this RDW stock move, you might have noticed that we've already kind of seen this one coming. We've averaged over 200% returns year over year in the stocks that we find in the space tech market. And if you want to find some of these moves early as well, you can actually get my proprietary system for prophecy, and you can see some of these surges early. You see, Redwire earnings just came out not too long ago, and they came in with 500 million in backlog, and they increased their revenue. And Prophecy flagged them as a setup before that news even dropped. But in that move, what you'll notice is sometimes they drop after good earnings. That's exactly what happened here. And Prophecy is running at over 60% directional accuracy from some models. And if you want to get, I just saw a recent testimonial from today, actually, from Jeremy. He actually went ahead and got the Prophecy AI, which looks like this. You can see all the projections. And Jeremy Mason, who just grabbed this annual Prophecy machine in the first link below, he's already 2 for 2 using it. So analysts have had some strong buy signals. It was just around $2 a share back in 2024. And with the SpaceX IPO, they've been running up quite a bit. And if you want to stay up to date on stocks like this, make sure to subscribe. So what we saw was this surge up to these levels at $26, $27 a share. We saw them sell off down to about $6 a share. It's been very volatile. And I've actually personally been able to meet this company in person at a space conference. So I'm a long-term holder in this company, along with a lot of other space companies, which we can pull up in our space watch list here. Companies that are being impacted by SpaceX IPO include Redwire, RDW. You're going to see BKSY stock. You're going to see definitely Black Sky. BKSY is a big one, but Rocket Lab, RKLB, and a lot of the defense sector as well, like Amentum, or you can see LUNR is going well. ASTS has been surging. A lot of these companies doing well. But here's what happened with Redwire. So first of all, we had this earnings come out. They sold down from about $14.55 down to this $7 range. We were looking at Prophecy, and a lot of the projections, especially for RDW, were really bullish. We saw some bullish projections into the next year around 15, 16, 25 to $30 a share from Grok, for example. And it's got to be making those moves at some point, which we'll go into on the financials. But what you need to know is that their market cap was hovering just around $1 billion not long ago, and they had over $1 billion in equity alone, and their income statement, they've been growing with their recent quarter coming in at over $100 million in revenue, which is comparable to other companies like Rocket Lab that have $50 billion market cap, and they're doing around 100 million plus, not over 200 million, but just over 100 million as well. So this company's still at $2.7 billion market cap, and they just sold off after earnings down to $7 a share. And we're looking for this potential recovery here. And look at that, they did continue to make that recovery. And they made this recovery up into this $15 range today, which was an 83% increase. And it's been a pretty significant surge as of recently. Now that we're at this resistance level, they are going to face around $14, $15 a share. What I'm watching, especially if you're a long-term holder like myself, so you might want to just do nothing. That's what I would do. I think the long-term, especially if you're looking projection-wise, in some of the models, we're seeing, again, some models as high as $25, $30 a share in their projections, which is basically 2x from here, and that would be up to around $30 a share. And so I'm personally not going to do anything there, but if you wanted to play like really aggressive, like this move, this 82% move, over on RDWU, which is the 2x, ended up being a 160% move over the last week. That's right. And look at this. We were just trading this one. It was one of our more profitable trades over the last month, where we actually got stopped out, and then we were trading this consolidation back around this level, and we saw a 50% increase there, but overall we saw a 160% increase just over the last 4 days. So one thing, if you're really like short term and you want to, the volatility is there for you. If you go over to RDWU, it's extremely cautious, of course. I would not encourage any beginners to touch RDWU. And I would say that you need to have clear risk management. One thing that oftentimes happens, and this is why we trade live at market open, if you guys ever want to be there, it's the second link in the description below to tune on in, is the market open sessions are where the volatility is at as well. And a lot of times what we're looking at, like for example, this morning, let's see what happened here. So we had kind of a slow start, not really a sell down, a little bit of a sell down from 14 down to about 13, but then market open and we just saw it rally throughout the rest of the day. A lot of times that hasn't been the case. It's actually a little bit more of a dip at market open. So here's another example. Dip at market open down to 11 and then surging to 15. Okay, and then the next following day, which was right here, you had a 6:30 a.m. dip here from 1350 down to 1250 and then a surge to 1450. But then shortly after that had its steep sell down. So I guess what I'm saying is, let's say you were trying to play this 6:30 a.m. market entry. When the market opens is when you want to watch it, of course, and I would have clear stop losses set if you're doing a short-term trade, and I would be looking for profits up into these levels, minimum 10% profit. And just something to consider, is that it's never a good idea to usually hold 2x overnight unless you get up significantly. So for example, if you were to get up 20%, maybe you could potentially have a perfect entry and then hold a long-term like 2x. But 2x's are extremely volatile, and I don't encourage anybody to hold them overnight or anything like that, or even trade them really if you're just getting started, unless you get into them early. So like SOXL, for example, that's a 2x that I've been holding that's up over 637%, holding it for about 6 months. And it's up, so about 100% per month is what it's really been making. But I would never hold that one if we were like hovering around zero. Once we got up early really quickly by about 30%, then I was just holding it and I was able to, ride and continue to ride this up to 638%, which again, our position sizing sometimes is like $10,000 per position, something like that, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more, but we just continue to hold positions oftentimes. So it's not something that I would encourage the faint-hearted to try, because there's a lot of risk with RDWU and doing 2x. But in general, when you're looking at RDW from a perspective of what's next, you might see this big spike. You might say, oh man, what do I do? Again, it just depends on your time horizon. It's not going to matter much if you're looking at it at the 3 to 5 year range and you're looking for $25 plus. These few dollars won't make a big difference, but could be highly stressful if you end up trading it or investing it for the long term, but then your time horizon is like a couple weeks and it does pull back, which the next pullback area would be this previous resistance at around $11.25, which if it were to pull back from current levels down to $11.25 is about a 15% sell down, or I guess a little bit less than that because it already pulled back today. So looks like about a 10% sell down. So if you're not willing to stomach those types of swings, then again, it's a lot of risk. But if you're looking at it from a long-term perspective, you get what I mean. It can be a hold for sure. So RDW is something that I want to also kind of touch on, is that they're a stock that has seen their revenues, their income grow year over year. And their balance sheet has really started to ramp up as they've gone from just a couple $100 million to now over $1 billion, $1.5 billion in assets as of their last quarter. So with that in mind, they have plenty of runway. They could lose money in the quarters, net income negative, which is common. But the reality is that they're a top defense company in space as well that just started in the last 3 to 5 years. They just IPO'd recently, not too long ago. They've had their volatility, but they've had quite a few contracts with Department of Defense. They're in the space Golden Dome contracts. They have their missile defense tech, as well as some of their drone slash, reconnaissance type aerial coverage that they have. I think it's, defense tech, long range reconnaissance program that they have. They have some some LRLE, which is United States Navy contracts. So they're more in the defense. When I was able to meet with this company back in Colorado Springs not too long ago, I was able to understand that they are making their money through a lot bigger contracts than you would expect. They have a $181 billion deal that they're a part of. And then they also have this $2.7 billion deal. I was there when they signed this contract, actually. And if you look at some of their recent announcements, especially in their newsroom here, you could see that there's been instances where they have secured deals that they're a part of, not that they're getting the full thing of, working with Artemis, with NASA. They're working with drug discovery and zero gravity situations, which is interesting. U.S. Army, Los Alamos testing. They also recently opened up a manufacturing facility in Albuquerque. And so, or I think it was Albuquerque. I think I remember that right because I was born there. And excuse me, it's a $151 billion multi-vendor shield. Obviously, there's a lot of smaller companies that are growing in the residential space. Like I'm in the Northern California mountains right now. If I walk outside in a few minutes when it's dark and I look outside, I'll even see SpaceX satellites or Starlink satellites, and it's powering our internet right now. But then there's a lot of defense tech up there as well that is doing missile defense, that is doing monitoring. If you think about other countries wanting to expand, obviously United States has an advantage with the space tech. But if there's other countries looking to expand, then you're going to see they're going to compete for airspace, and the United States has a lot of security out there, which is seeming to be quite a big deal as the company continues to grow. So once again, in the short term, we'll be watching. There's some volatility, some models projecting pullbacks, but I do like this one. Again, congratulations to anybody that has seen those 25% increases today in the portfolio. If you do trade Redwire, congratulations. It's good to see some of our stocks doing well. And again, if you'd like to watch our daily live trading sessions, watch my entries and my exits, surround yourself with like-minded individuals in the second link in the description below. Hopefully I earned your thumbs up. Hit the like button if I did. Go have a look at Prophecy in the first link in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.